So no agreement with the EU, but
This is the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. First, the headlines. Assembly threatens Fubara with impeachment. Delta Speaker urged Christians to uphold excellence of Easter. NAS say NCAT has no training helicopter. Nigeria economy rakes in $1.5 billion inflow in days. IMF approves $820 billion bailouts for Egypt economy. Nante boss Kombore laments Moses Simon's injury. AGN appreciates President Tinubu's intervention. Details. River State House of Assembly on Saturday said it will not hesitate to impeach the state governor, Siminalayi Fubara, if it becomes the last resort to uphold the Constitution. This was disclosed by the Speaker of the State Assembly as they took a swipe at the former River State People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Council, led by Dr. Abiye Sekibo, over its recent press conference. Speaker of the House, Martin Amehule, who stated this at a media briefing in Port Harcourt on Saturday, and flanked by 26 of his colleagues, it would record that in 2023, the lawmakers had threatened to impeach the governor following his face-off with the Assembly. But in December 2023, members of the River State House of Assembly had withdrawn their impeachment notice against Fubara. They said the decision was made out of respect for President Bola Tinubu, who had convened a reconciliation meeting between the warring parties. As part of efforts to eradicate poverty and create opportunities for self-reliance, some youths of Rivers State have been provided with sewing machines, laptops, refrigerators and grounding machines worth millions of naira by the senator representing Rivers West Senatorial District, Senator Dr. Ipalibo Harry Banigo. Also, 4 cripples, physically handicapped persons, were given brand new wheelchairs to ease their mobility. Senator Banigo, who was the former deputy governor of Rivers State, said the gesture was necessitated by her passion to assist in creating meaningful life for the less privileged in the society, stimulate economic activities and development, particularly in her constituent. Senator Banigo, represented by the General Overseer of Redemption Ministry, Reverend Cletus Desmond, urged the beneficiaries of the micro-enterprise empowerment to make good use of the facilities provided and resist the temptation to sell the items rather than use it for the real purpose for which it was provided. In their responses, some of the beneficiaries expressed joy and appreciation to Senator Banigo for her generosity and promised to justify the investment by the senator. Earlier, the manager coordinator of Senator Banigo Empowerment Scheme, Mr. Oyekachi Chukwu, described the program as timely and visionary while condemning Senator Banigo for the initiative, stressing that the beneficiaries were drawn from the 8 local government area in the Rivers West constituency, namely Boni, Degema, Ahoda West, Onelga, Abua Odual, Ahoda East, Asari Toru, and Akuku Toru. Highlights of the program included dedication of the newly built Micro Enterprise Empowerment Vocational Center at Ahoda East, Zonal Senatorial Head Office, sermon, and prayers by the General Overseer of Redemption Ministry, Reverend Cletus Desmond. Detectives from Uzoba Police Division has arrested one prince, a man in his mid-20s, over abduction and defilement of 13-year-old girl in Obogoro in Obiapo local government area of Rivers State. Recall that Ifi, the mother of the teenage girl who did not want her identity made public due to stigmatization, had disclosed that her daughter was abducted on 18th March 2024 while on an errand by Prince and taken to his place where her daughter was allegedly repeatedly defiled for 2 days before she escaped. The incident was reported to Uzoba Police Division that launched a manhunt for the suspects. Detectives attached to the station, acting on credible and actionable intelligence, arrested the suspect in his house on Friday morning. In the meantime, Prince Wiro, National Coordinator of Center for Basic Rights Protection and Accountability Campaign, has commended the police for the arrest of the suspect. When contacted, the Public Relations Officer of River State's Police Command, Superintendent of Police Grace Iringekoko, confirmed the incident. Speaker of the Delta House of Assembly, Dennis Guwa, has called on the Christian faithful to continue to uphold the true essence of Easter in their daily lives. This is contained in a message by his Chief Press Secretary, Mr. Nkemueke, on Saturday in Asaba. Guwa emphasized the need for Christians to reflect on the importance of the celebration by exhibiting sustained love and willingness to sacrifice in their day-to-day living. The speaker noted that the advice became necessary due to the prevailing connect among the people in terms of true love, mutual respect, and genuine affection for one another. According to him, the absence of the 3 elements was capable of endangering sustainable peace, unity of purpose, and development in the society. Guwa stressed that Easter is not just a celebration, but a period of sober reflection and genuine reconciliation with God. Nigerian police force said it has arrested 8 suspects in connection with the murder of its officers on a fact-finding mission in Ugeli area of Delta State. The force public relations officer, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, said this in a statement on Saturday in Abuja. He said the officers on a fact-finding mission were on February 23rd ambushed, while others on a rescue mission were also ambushed, resulting to the death of 6 police officers. Adejobi said the arrest followed intensive investigation efforts of police operatives. He said the Nigeria Police Force was committed to ensuring that all those responsible for the murder and other similar crimes were arrested and brought to justice swiftly and decisively. According to him, 5 suspects were initially arrested shortly after the incident, while additional 3 were apprehended at different locations. He said the arrest of the additional 3 followed statements and cooperation of those initially arrested 5 suspects. Adejobi said the suspects were currently in police custody, assisting with the ongoing investigation. The police spokesman said the suspects would soon have their day in court with credible evidence once investigations were concluded. He said the police were deeply saddened by the heinous act of violence against his officers, who were diligently performing their duty to protect and serve the community. Recall that the officers who were on duty in Ughelli area of the state were killed on February 23rd and 26th, with 6 others missing. State Controller and Chief Fire Officer of Abia State Fire Service, Ara Nana, has expressed concern over incessant fire outbreaks in the state, saying that several properties were destroyed by the outbreaks. Nana made the observations in Umuahia while reacting to the recent fire incident in Amuzuku Primary School in Umuahia, Nigeria Institute of International Languages, Aba and Chisco Motors Park, also in Aba. Also, a section of popular Ariaria Market, Ahia Uhuru Market at Ungwa Road, and timber section of Ihiri Market, among others, were gutted by fire, with cash and other property going up in flames. In Umuahia Ofemi Primary School, Muzuku Primary School Shopping Plaza at Aba Road, among other properties, also suffered fire disasters. He blamed the fire occurrences recorded in the state on high temperatures, storing of adulterated petroleum products and other inflammable substances, and interior electrical installation, among others. The chief fire officer, who said that his men responded to many districts' calls to put off infernos, said that the fire prevention unit of his office would begin the enforcement installation of fire extinguishers and other prevention policies of the state government as contained in extant government approvals. Nana added that the administration of Governor Alex Oti has been providing the necessary equipment for his office to prevent and control fire in parts of the state. Police in Anambra State have raided a camp belonging to insurgents in Ogunka community in Orumba South local government area. Spokesperson of the Anambra State Police Command, SP Tochukwu Ikenga, in a press release said the raid was ordered following constant attacks on police facilities using improvised explosive devices, IEDs. He noted that in the hunt for gunmen who attacked 2 police stations at Agbu in Arumba North and Neni in Anaocha local government area in the last 2 weeks, police-led joint security forces was ordered by the Commissioner of Police, CP Aderemi Adeoye, to identify and destroy any camp being used by insurgents to launch attacks within the command. He said police will sustain the road in the forest in search of insurgents and their camps, and that it will eliminate terrorists, rescue abducted victims, and recover firearms and stolen vehicles in their possession. Governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Mba, has urged the people of the state to emulate the virtues of self-sacrifice and love as exemplified by Christ. Mba also urged them to hold fast to their faith in the midst of the present socio-economic challenges, saying that they would eventually become a thing of the past. He stated this at the weekend in his Easter message to the people of Enugu State and the nation in general. Governor Mba wished the people of Enugu State and Nigerians a happy Easter celebration. Supporters of former Senate President and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Ayim Pius Ayim, in Ivo local government area of Ebonyi State at the weekend cross-carpeted to the ruling All Progressives Congress. Ayim's loyalists are former members of the opposition People's Democratic Party in Ivo local government area of the state. The defectors include a former 2-term House of Representatives member, Honorable Livinus Umakwe, a former 2-term House of Assembly member, Honorable Oliver Osi, and Aja Nwabweze, deputy governorship candidate of Labour Party in the 2023 general elections in the state. Others who defected to the ruling party include leaders and members of the All Progressives Congress Grand Alliance, National Rescue Movement, and other opposition parties in the local government. The APC State Chairman, Chief Stanley Okoro Emega, and Ivo Local Government Area Chairman, Chief Emmanuel Aja, received the defectors. Makwe, who spoke on behalf of PDP defectors, said they were coming into the APC to strengthen and add value to the party. He He explained that they dumped PDP because the party jettisoned zoning during the 2023 general election. He commended the local government chairman for restoring peace in Ivor local government area. On their part, the deputy governorship candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election, Aja Nwabweze, and the chairman of NRM in the local government, Orji Joseph, said they were attracted to APC because of Governor Nwifuru's style of leadership, which they argued has united the state. The state APC chairman, Chief Stanley Okoro Emega, enjoined those who are already in the party not to see the defectors as those coming to displace them in the party. Ogun State Police Command said its officers at Ogijo in the Sagamo local government area of the state have arrested one Chizoke Obiadada, aged 54, and his 70-year-old son, Michael, for beating to death their neighbor's wife, Tope Owade. The spokesperson for the State Police Command, SP Omolola Ojutola, disclosed this in a statement made available to journalists on Saturday. Obiadada and his son were said to have engaged the deceased in a fight after insisting that nobody should sit on a table which she used in selling cow skin, popularly known as pomo. The suspects were arrested after the deceased husband's Isiaka reported the incident to the police at the Ogijo Divisional Headquarters. After receiving this report, the Ogijo Divisional Police Officer immediately ordered the arrest of the culprits, and they are currently undergoing preliminary investigations. Ojutola said the case would be transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department for discreet investigation. Meanwhile, at the time of filing this report, efforts were said to be ongoing to deposit the deceased at Olabisi Onabanjo University Teaching Hospital, Sagamo Morgue, for post-mortem examination. Ogun State Police Command has announced that a member of the Celestial Church of Christ, Oriyarin Parish, Mowe, in Obafemi Owode local government area of the state, Oladapo Oluwasefumi, who was kidnapped on Thursday, has regained his freedom. The police had 2 days ago confirmed the abduction of Seifumi and Oluboboye Abiola, who were kidnapped from the church when some gunmen invaded the worship place. Earlier, through the command's X account, police spokesperson in the state, Omolola Ojutola, confirmed that unidentified gunmen invaded a celestial church around Oyiyarin village, Mowe, and abducted one Oladapo Seifumi, Oluboboye Abiola, and escaped through the thick forest behind the church. Also on the command's Facebook page on Saturday, the command's publicist announced that one of the two kidnapped worshippers had been freed. She noted that Oladapo Oluwasefumi, shepherd of the celestial church member kidnapped, has been rescued through the relentless combing of the forest by police hunters, Vigian Ametokun. He has been reunited with his family. The police was, however, silent on the second abductee. Lagos State Government has announced the planned reopening of the Third Milan Bridge on April 4, 2024. This was according to a statement by the Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Osiemi, on his X account on Saturday, Lagos State. Lagos State Government announced on January 5, 2024, that the bridge will be partially closed from Tuesday, January 9 for repairs. Independent National Electoral Commission has disclosed that no fewer than 19 political parties have notified the Commission about the conduct of their primaries for the governorship election in the state. The Commission had earlier fixed April for the party primaries, while fixing November 16, 2024 for the main governorship election in the state. The INEC resident electoral commissioner in the state, Oluwatoyin Babatola, disclosed this during a meeting with the representatives of political parties at the Commission's office in Akure on Thursday. According to him, the political parties that have notified the Commission include the All Progressives Congress, People's Democratic Party, the Accord Party, the Action Alliance, the African Action Congress, the African Democratic Congress, the African Democratic Party, and the All Progressive Grand Alliance. Others are the Allied People's Movement, the Action People's Party, the Boot Party, the Labour Party, the New Nigeria People's Party, the National Rescue Movement, the People's Redemption Party, the Social Democratic Party, the Youth Party, the Young Progressives Party, and the Zenith Labour Party. Babalola urged all parties to adhere strictly to their guidelines, rules and regulations set forth in their constitutions, as well as all electoral laws in conduct of their primaries next month. Governor Hyacinth Alia has said that Benue is one of the least developed states in northern Nigeria. Alia made the statement when he broke Ramadan fast with Muslim faithful in Makurdi. He, however, vowed that the situation must change as his administration was determined to embark on developmental projects that would put Benue in a pride of place among other states in the country. Ali advised Nigerians to imbibe the spirit of unity to be able to confront common enemies like bandits, kidnappers, and corruption, among others. The governor emphasized that Nigeria needs unity in diversity to make meaningful progress in the Committee of Nations. The Benue governor also urged Nigerians to change their perception about government, about themselves, and about religion, stressing that none of the holy books talked about picking tents against one another. Niger State Governor Mohamed Umaru Bago has urged Christians to take advantage of the period of Easter to sustain their prayers to God for an end to insecurity in the state in particular and the nation at large. The governor, in an Easter congratulatory message signed by his chief press secretary, Bologi Ibrahim, also called on them to sustain the prayers even beyond the celebration period. He noted that Easter is a significant celebration observed by Christians to commemorate the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, which is the hallmark of the Christian faith. According to him, the season depicts love, sacrifice, and forgiveness as epitomized by Jesus Christ. While felicitating with the Christians, the governor called on them to use the Easter season to solemnly reflect and imbibe all the virtues of Jesus Christ. He then restated his administration's unwavering resolve to confront the security challenges bedeviling the state and also assured that he is not resting on his oars to ensure that his policy thrusts for the new Niger are achieved. Kaduna State Commander of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has arrested 279 suspects and recovered 2,092.5 kg of illicit substances in the first quarter. The state commander of NDLEA, Samalia Danmalam, made this disclosure to newsmen on Saturday in Kaduna. He said the commander arrested 279 suspects. The figure includes drug traffickers, dealers, and users, while operatives also dislodged 39 illicit drug joints in different locations of the state. According to him, the operations led to the seizure of illicit substances, including cocaine, heroin, cannabis, tramadol, methamphetamine, and other psychotropic substances, grossly weighing 2,092.5 kilograms. He revealed that this command secured 48 convictions, arraigned 68 suspects, and charged 34 others within the first quarter of the year. The commander further said the command carried out rehabilitation, counseling, and sensitization across various formations to enlighten the public on the dangers associated with the use and trafficking of illicit substances. Dan Malam appealed to the public to shun illicit drug abuse and trafficking while urging the citizens to provide useful and timely information to assist the command in carrying out its mandates in the state. Public affairs analyst Emmanuel Nweke has called on the youths and adults and sexually matured individuals across the country to ensure they cautiously live a lifestyle worthy of emulation to avoid dragging to the mud in the image of the society and of the persons. On Atlantic Television Society Watch, Nweke identified several inexcusable reasons which could lead to the crime.
Staffed too, they might not have they might have issues of being hypersensitive.
Okay.
You know, there are those who are more sensitive to sex than others. There are those who are sexually dull. There are these other persons that will need it more often than others. And there are also those who are probably mischievous, like you want to abuse a child, just like in the men aspect of it, you know. So in any case, whether man or woman is a crime, and now a minor is defied, and then the good thing here is that the law has actually got outstretched on her. And we believe that she should rather apologize. If the court of first instance has found her guilty, there is no point going for further image cleansing. Let she go ahead and show repentance and apologize to the family of the child.
Nweke Emmanuel tasked sexually prone individuals to guard their minds as possible against sexual indecencies.
What we are doing now is part of what government can do, sponsor programs like this, and then there are some persons that have serious moral problems that require counseling. And because of other inhibitions, social inhibitions, cultural inhibitions, they might not be very willing to go seek for counseling. So there could be public sponsored counselings in the media. Like those, there are certain category of sexual abusers called voyeurs. The voyeurs are those that obtain satisfaction by watching those acting sex.
Okay.
That is another one.
Recall that State High Court sitting in Jigawa, presided over by Justice Musa Ubale, recently sentenced 25-year-old Aminu Ali to life imprisonment for raping a 10-year-old boy. A group, Arewa Youth for Peace and Security, has slammed the governor of Zamfara State, Dauda Lawal, accusing him of abandoning security in the state. This is following a recent report on social media alleging that the Minister of Defense for State and immediate past governor of the state, Bello Matawale, distributed foodstuffs to the Ado Aliero-led bandits terrorizing Zamfara. The group accused Lawal of exaggerating insecurity during Matalawa's administration to receive cheap publicity and popularity that propelled him to government, and has now abandoned his promises to the people. You are watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. We return after this break.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
Welcome back. This is the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. Now the rest of our stories. National Agency for the Control of AIDS on Saturday restated its commitment to combating HIV and AIDS and promoting the well-being of all Nigerians. The agency made the commitment in its Easter message available to journalists in Abuja. The statement quoted the agency's Director General, Dr. Temitope Ilori, as emphasizing that Easter is a time of reflection, renewal, and hope, which symbolizes the triumph of light over darkness and love over despair. Ilori wished all Christians a blessed Easter, filled with peace, joy, and the blessings of renewal. NACA is Nigeria's primary agency for responsible responsible for the coordination of control of HIV and AIDS programs. Federal Capital Territory Administration has stated its commitment to ensuring a hitch-free 2024 Hajj pilgrimage. The FCT Minister of State, Dr. Maria Mahmood, gave the assurance at a one-day seminar for officials and intending pilgrims at the permanent Hajj camp, Basanjiwa in Abuja on Saturday. Mahmood, represented by her Chief of Staff, Dr. Abdullahi Isa, said the administration remained proactive in ensuring that intending pilgrims complied with relevant policies in line with guidelines for the exercise. According to her, the administration introduced the seminar to educate officials and intending pilgrims about the possible challenges of the Hajj in Saudi Arabia. This, according to her, is a testament to the seriousness of the administration towards recording more successes in the exercise. Mahmood said the FCT Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board had begun the implementation of strategies to actualize the success of this year's Hajj, while stating her conviction in the success of the exercise. On his part, the director of FCT Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board, Abubakar Ivuti, said the board had conducted 2 phases of education and orientation exercises, adding that the Radio Enlightenment program would commence after fasting. Ivuti added that the board registered a low turnout of intending pilgrims for the 2024 exercise due to the high Hajj fares, noting, however, that the board would continue with its line of activities in accordance with the efforts of the FCT administration. This is coming days after the Chief Whip of the Senate, Ali Ndume, rejected the increase in the fees for the 2024 Hajj by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria. Ndume said the development was unfair and a deliberate plan to deny Nigerian Muslims the opportunity to participate in the exercise. Federal Capital Territory Administration has assured residents of the territory of maximum security throughout the Easter celebration and beyond. Secretary Command and Control Center FCTA Peter Olumuji gave the assurance in an interview with newsmen on Friday in Abuja. Olumuji said the FCT Minister, Iyesom Wike, in collaboration with security agencies, had ensured development of human and material assets to ensure safety of residents. He further stated that already the Nigerian Police Force and other security agencies had deployed a new number of personnel both for foot and vehicular patrol to ensure a hitch-free Easter celebration. According to him, undercover personnel had been deployed, including explosive ordnance disposal experts, to all the nooks and crannies of the FCT as part of proactive steps towards protecting residents. Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Akin Rotimi, has reiterated the Green Chamber's resolute to deepen grassroots engagement. Rotimi, a member representing Ekiti North 1 Federal Constituency, said the House of Representatives was interested in giving meaning to the people's mandate to members by ensuring inclusive representation. The lawmaker spoke at Ikole Ekiti on Saturday during a one-day retreat with the theme Building a Team That Leaves No One Behind, where he presented appointment letters to 85 legislative aides and assistants, which included 26 persons with disabilities. He said appointments of the legislative aides and assistants is to enhance legislative representation in Ekiti North 1 Federal Constituency through making people participate in governance. The aides will serve as a channel for feedback mechanism from their constituents at the grassroots level. Nigerian College of Aviation Technology, Zaria, has no single helicopter for training. The acting rector of the institution, Shaka Imaligwe, has disclosed. He made the disclosure during an investigative hearing organized by the House of Representatives to probe the sale of 2 helicopters belonging to the college. Imaligwe told the House of Representatives Committee on Public Assets that he took over the management of the college in an acting capacity in January 2024. He said that he was not part of the team committee that facilitated the sales, even though he was the deputy rector of the college at the time the helicopters were sold. Ademorin Kuye, The chairman of the House of Representatives Committee expressed concern over the sale of the 2 helicopters to private individuals when the college was left with no helicopter for training. The committee also questioned the process leading to the sale of the helicopters to private individuals, even when security agencies, including the Nigerian Air Force, the Navy, and the police, indicated interest in purchasing them. The 3 security agencies, according to various submissions, did not only indicate interest to purchase the helicopters through writing, but also visited the college. However, the management of the college denied them the opportunity to purchase the helicopters. Following the hearing, the committee directed the immediate past and current Minister of Aviation to appear during the next investigative sitting. Others summoned to appear before the committee are representatives of the Ministry of Works, Ministry of Finance, Incorporated, and the immediate past and present rectors of the college, among others. Minister of Works Dave Umahi has said rehabilitating the Third Mainland and Qatar bridges in Lagos will cost 21 billion naira and 25 billion naira respectively. Umahi disclosed this during a tour of key infrastructure projects in Lagos with the National Assembly Joint Committee on Works. The minister said there is a need to declare an emergency on the 2 bridges to avert a reconstruction cost of 6 trillion naira. He warned of the substantial financial and safety risks posed by continued delays of the rehabilitation works. National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party has announced a schedule for the 19th National Executive Committee meeting and the Board of Trustees meeting. The meetings are slated to take place on Thursday, April 18, 2024, according to a statement signed by the party's National Publicity Secretary, Honorable Debo Ologunaba, in Abuja. The BOT meeting will commence at 10 a.m. at the NEC Hall of the PDP National Secretariat in Abuja. This will be followed by the NEC meeting at 2 p.m. at the same venue. Additionally, the meeting of the National Caucus of the party has been scheduled for Wednesday, April 17, 2024. National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) has denied what it describes as fake and misleading information trending online, where it was alleged to have deployed the 2024 Batch A Stream 2 prospective corps members to the eastern, southern, and western parts of the country to the northwest. The scheme said that a purported letter circulating on social media did not emanate from its office. The NYC said it is backed by the Constitution in its statutory and unbiased deployment policy without tribal, religious, and other sentiments. Noting that it had successfully done this for the past 50 years of existence, the scheme called on parents, guardians, respective corps members, and other members of the public to disregard the malicious information. According to the statement signed by Eddie Megwa, its Director of Press and Public Relations, the news lacked merit, was the imagination of the writer, and was meant to raise apprehension among the corps members of the next orientation exercise slated for April 2024. It said the purveyors of fake news and NYSC programs are strongly warned and advised to desist henceforth from peddling fake news. Christian Association of Nigeria has felicitated with Nigerians on the occasion of this year's Easter, calling for genuine commitment to the common good. In a statement signed by its president, Archbishop Daniel Ko, CAN extends its wishes of peace, joy, and blessings to all Nigerians. Similarly, Oyo State chapter of CAN has advised Nigerian Christians to remain united, focused, and not to be complacent about national issues. The state chairman of the association, Apostle Joshua Akinyemuji, in an Easter message issued on Saturday in Ibadan, charged Christians to be proactive and get involved in political activities. Akinyemuji emphasized that Easter concluded the Passion of Christ, which began a 40-day period of fasting and prayers. He further stated that it should be a period of Christians to remember that the ultimate expression of God's love to mankind that was exhibited more than 2,000 years ago when Christ died for all, including sinners. He pointed out that Easter, also known as Resurrection Day, is a time to celebrate and mark Jesus' resurrection and ascension to heaven, putting the Christian faith on a pedestal of hope to rest upon. And now to business news. Central Bank of Nigeria says Nigeria recorded over $1.5 billion inflow to the economy in the past few days. Sidi Ali, the acting director of corporate communications, discloses in a statement. According to her, the increase in inflow showed that CBN's monetary policies are yielding results. She noted that data available to the bank indicated that the inflow resulted from the bank's effort to stabilize the foreign exchange market. Ali said the Naira has also continued to record gains in the autonomous foreign exchange markets, trading at 1,309 Naira per US dollar against 1,611 Naira per dollar in the second week of March 2024. Recently, the CBN held its 294th Monetary Policy Committee meeting, where it decided to increase the interest rate by 200 points to 24.75% from the previous 22.75% to tackle rising inflation. Managing Director of the Nigerian Port Authority, Mohammed Bello Koko, says traffic gridlock along port access roads is an international embarrassment and is impeding productivity. He said stakeholders in the sector must synergize to end the gridlock menace in Port Access Road. According to him, the agency's zero tolerance for all impediments to the free traffic flow was no fluke. Port access roads are an international corridor, which means traffic gridlock along such sensitive road networks, apart from negating port productivity, is an international embarrassment that requires the synergy of all stakeholders to tackle sustainably. Bello Koko stated that although the causes of the gridlock are rooted in factors external to the NPA still have a duty as a gateway to the national economy to take the frontline role in tackling this menace. Nigerian government plans to commence local manufacturing of vehicles in the next 10 years. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment Doris Uzoka Anite disclosed this at the launch of the Nigeria Automotive Industry Development Plan. The minister stated this while launching the Nigeria Automotive Industry Development Plan at a gathering that was attended by stakeholders drawn from the private and public sectors. According to her, the country can produce vehicles including motorcycles, tricycles, sedans and heavy trucks. The minister noted that the goal was to cut down on the cost of purchasing vehicles in the country. In his remarks, the Director General of the National Automotive Design and Development Council, Joseph Osani Pin, stated that the policy proposed to help actualize the plan was a 5-year tax holiday for assemblers of vehicles in Nigeria. The development comes as vehicle imports climbed by 226.46% to 1,063 trillion naira in 2023 from 325.5 billion naira in 2022. According to data from National Bureau of Statistics. And now to international tidbits. Several persons have been taken hostage in a town in central Netherlands on Saturday. The police said houses were evacuated and the town center closed down following an incident of a hostage situation involving several people. Police said there was currently no reason to suspect a terrorist motive for the incident in Ede. The police, via its X handle, stated that a hostage situation involving several people is underway in a building in the center of the town of Ede. However, it is not known how many people are being held, but local media have reported around 4 or 5 people are involved. Police said they had cleared a cordon around the cafe, with residents of around 150 houses being brought to safety. The local municipality said on its website that the town center had been closed off and that riot police and explosive experts were at the scene. Authorities called on residents to avoid the town center and train traffic was being diverted. International Monetary Fund announced the immediate disbursement of $820 million to the Egyptian government, part of an augmented plan to aid the nation's stumbling economy. The IMF's executive board validated the payment as part of a $3 billion aid program granted at the end of 2022. The IMF action, repeatedly postponed and eagerly awaited by the Egyptian government, arrives at a time of mounting difficulties for its economy. The board also approved a $5 billion extension announced at the beginning of the month, bringing the fund's total lending to Egypt to $8 billion earlier this month. Egypt's central bank raised rates by 6 percentage points to 27.75% to combat inflation and bring the official exchange rate closer to the black market rate, causing the Egyptian pound to plunge 40% in one day. Following a 50% fall over the last few months, nearly two-thirds of Egypt's 106 million inhabitants live below or just above the poverty line, and the country is facing a drop in foreign currency earnings, whether from tourism hit by the pandemic, then the war in Ukraine, and now the war in the Gaza Strip, or problems along the Suez Canal. Since taking power in 2013, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has embarked on a series of mega projects which economists believe have not generated new revenues but severely limited the state's financial capacity. Between 2013 and 2022, Egypt's foreign debt rose from $46 billion to more than $165 billion, according to World Bank data, making the second country most at risk of default behind war-torn Ukraine. And now to sports news. Daniel Daga and Chibueze Izogu have returned to Eyimba after representing Nigeria at the African Games 2023 in Accra, Ghana. The two players were a part of the Flying Eagles squad that took part in the men's football event. Izogu scored once for the Flying Eagles, while Daga was a key figure in midfield. The Flying Eagles recorded just one win in 3 games, exiting the competition at the group stage. Eyimba fared well in their absence, continuing their push for a record 10th Nigeria Premier Football League title. Daga and Izogu are in contention to face Abia Warriors in the Abia State Federation Cup final on Sunday. Nantes manager Antoine Kambure has expressed his disappointment after losing Moses Simon to injury. Simon will miss the remainder of the season after he fractured his ankle during Nigeria's 2-0 friendly defeat to Mali on Tuesday. The winger underwent a successful surgery on Friday and is expected to be sidelined for up to 3 months. The 28-year-old is an important player for the Canaries, who are fighting relegation in League One this season. Kambure admitted his absence as a big blow for his team. Simon has scored 3 goals and provided 6 assists in 2022 league appearances for the Canaries this season. Liverpool would have to pay a compensation package to Sporting CP to secure the services of manager Ruben Amorim. Amorim is looking like Jurgen's club's successor ahead of next season. And if the Reds decide he is the man to lead the team forward, they would have to activate a release clause in his contract. Amorim can be allowed to leave Sporting for as little as €15 million when a release clause becomes active in the summer. That fee drops to €10 million the following season. Xabi Alonso, who was deemed a big favorite for the Liverpool job, on Friday announced his decision to stay with Bayer Leverkusen. And now to entertainment. Famous Nigerian rapper Emeka Akumefule, aka Black Bonez, has boasted that he is one of the most attractive men in the world. He explained that he is picky when it comes to choosing a partner because he believes that he is very attractive. Black Bonez reiterated that he can't date or marry a social media savvy woman. Dr. Emeka Rollas, national president of the Actors Guild of Nigeria, has expressed gratitude to President Bola Tinubu for intervening in the health of Nollywood actor Zach Orji, who recently traveled to the United Kingdom for post-surgery assessments. In a statement issued on Saturday, Rollas thanked President Tinubu for his fatherly attention to the creative industry and also commended the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, for her motherly care towards the veteran actor, and Sheyi Tinubu, the president's son, for his unwavering support. The Minister for Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy Ohaneye, was also lauded for her efforts in ensuring Orji's quick recovery. The AGN president stated that Orji was grateful to his longtime friend Ahmed Bala for standing by him throughout the period. And that's the global news for tonight. Before we go, another look at the major stories. Assembly threatens Fubara with impeachment. Delta Speaker urged Christians to uphold essence of Easter. NASS say NCAT has no training helicopter. Nigeria economy rakes in $1.5 billion inflow in days. IMF approves $820 billion bailout for Egypt economy. Nantes boss Kombore laments Moses Simon's injury. AGN appreciates President Tinubu's intervention. I am Valentina Lawrence. Thank you for watching. You can follow us on all our social media platforms: on X, Atlantic TV Net, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram, Atlantic TV Network, or you can watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Do remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you. Have a lovely night.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.